Integration is going to happen with or without assistance. It was just going to happen probably better and more clearly, and you get more out of it if you have somebody helping you. And that can be a person who you know who has taken ayahuasca before, or you can get the kind of help that I'm offering and that Soltara is offering, which is talking to therapists who have experience with the medicine. And I think that's probably the most effective one for most people from Western cultures, because we think in psychological terms, and ayahuasca is interacting at a very psychological level. And that's something that a therapist who's a psychologist can help you with. If you just drink ayahuasca and then you never think about what happened, and it's going to have some effect on you anyway. But if you work on it and you use artistic creations, talking with a therapist, talking with groups of people who have taken it, or the circle of people that you took it with, about the session and how it went and what you got out of it, you can really get a lot more out of your ayahuasca sessions. From the beginning of preparation and screening, and especially towards the end, where the Soltara keeps you connected to the group that you drank with and offers professional support, as well as other activities and opportunities to expand and reflect upon your ayahuasca experience. All those things can take the hours that you were in the session and expand that into things that can permeate your whole life. And that is what integration is getting the session into your regular life and getting benefits in your day-to-day life. In the session, people can receive revelations about addictions or patterns that they're engaged in that they were unaware of, and have an understanding of a new life that they can lead, and new healthy habits that they can adopt, and new ways of having relationships with people in their lives. And then at the session, and then afterwards, they go back to their lives and things are the same as they were. They may have changed, but the world that they live in is the same. So integration can help keep those intentions and the lessons that you learn in the session alive, can keep you, if your vision told you that you needed to eat more healthily and you return to your life and you start eating fast food again, if you're connected to people in the session or people from Soltara and you talk about your life, it's much more likely that you're going to stay on track with those things that you wanted to achieve and those lessons that you learned, because you have support. Because support is hard to find in the regular world. Not that many people know about ayahuasca, not that many people feel comfortable talking about it with people that don't know about it. So having a group of people that know about it, know the benefits, respect it, and understand listening to its lessons improves your life, can help expand the benefits that you get from drinking ayahuasca. So Soltara is going to be offering long-distance support for people. So people don't have to live in the jungle. They don't have to live in Costa Rica or Peru. They can live in their own lives wherever they are and yet stay connected with the center and the people and the energy. And activities, also long-range activities, or also other activities that they might want to participate in at intervals where they actually go to the center, can be supported by long distance counseling and different connections with the people that you drank with and the groups that care about what you care about in regard to ayahuasca. So integration can be done through therapy and talking to people and talking to the group, but it's also maintained and helped by doing practices of spiritual practices in your own life, a practice of meditation or practices that connect you to your body, like yoga or dance, can help intensify and prolong the teachings that you get from ayahuasca. Ayahuasca acts on the body and acts. It shows that there's not really a separation between the mind and the body. They're very connected. That you can vomit up negative energies is also part of. You can dance out things, or you can do yoga to maintain the spirit of ayahuasca and the way that it's affected you, to be more aware of your body. It's hard to say before someone drinks ayahuasca to try to convince them that there's a teacher embedded in a plant. It doesn't sound likely to modern people. After you drink it, usually people are much more open to that idea. And people who don't believe in spirits, then they meet a spirit and then they believe in them. So it's something that comes with experience. It's important to keep an open mind and to realize we really don't know. We have science, but science only knows a very little bit of what's going on and what happens spiritually and why we're here, and all those questions are really well addressed in ayahuasca sessions. So it's not a new age thing. It's from indigenous people. These who have used ayahuasca have come up with a lot of the paradigms that people use when talking about ayahuasca, but you yourself can experience it and figure it out for yourself. Very few people go, oh, well, that was, just the chemical in my body, and that, because you get a contact, it opens doors to you have contact with other spheres of life that we don't have any explanations for. People try to find ways of talking about them by saying it's like a mother or it's a teacher or whatever, but in your own experience, you will find out just how big ayahuasca can be, just how great of a teacher, and just how much it knows about you personally. And I can't tell you how it does that or where that comes from, but I myself have experienced this. Soltara doesn't have a spiritual path that they recommend everyone follow, and everyone comes to the center from different points in their life with different beliefs. And what they believe is that it's not so important which path that you're following, but that you have a way to connect spiritually on a regular basis, that you have a regular practice. It can be yoga, it could be going to church, it could be meditating, but as long as you have something that keeps you connected to the spiritual side of your person and keeps you connected to lessons that you learned in your session. So keeping a focus on the importance of spirituality, and keeping open channels for spiritual enrichment in your life on a regular basis is what's going to make the effect of the ayahuasca, the beneficial effect of the ayahuasca, last longer and integrate deeper. I think if you have no spiritual beliefs and view spirituality as being supernatural in some way that you don't agree with, there's simply recognizing in your own personality that you want a change, because that's why you should drink ayahuasca. You want something to change. You want to look to be better. So how do you connect with being better and doing things for yourself, like keeping a good diet, keep not a ayahuasca diet, but not eating foods that are bad for you, not doing things that are harmful, not indulging in negative activities that could harm yourself or harm other people. So even if you're just approaching it from a psychological standpoint, having a regular therapist or counselor that you speak with about what's going on for you is also part of integration. Wanting to talk about your ayahuasca experiences with therapists can be frustrating for people, because not a lot of therapists are familiar with ayahuasca and its effects. Sometimes people who are interested in psychology and psychological well-being don't understand that taking a drug such as ayahuasca can actually be beneficial, isn't addictive, and is a spiritual part of a spiritual path. So finding somebody who really understands ayahuasca and is supportive of the changes that it can make can be difficult, and it is very important. Having a community that you can talk to about your ayahuasca experiences is really important, and that's also something that's hard to find in most places, because people who you might talk to about your experiences with ayahuasca could be judgmental. If they think that you took a substance and then you had an experience and now you're enthusiastic about all the changes that you're making in your life due to taking this, some people regard that with alarm and think that you need an intervention. So it's not very fun to talk to people who don't understand what you're going through. And Soltara is offering a community of people who value this experience and know that it can be beneficial. And those are people you can talk to and share without having to explain that you're not taking drugs and you're not doing something bad and you're not deluded and you're not in a cult, because those are often things that people project onto people who tell them that they've taken ayahuasca. The ultimate goal of Soltara's program is to have you be able to handle things in your life in a way that is most beneficial for you. So all of the integration, all the groups, and all the sessions are designed only to empower you to live your life the way you want to live it. And that's the goal, and that's what all the efforts are directed towards.